Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. Thanks for being here, and let me tell you about our postcard this time. It has to do with the B-29 that was manufactured at Boeing Wichita during the World War II. We're talking about 1944 and 1945. There were all of these plans to make a larger bomber at that point when they were still making and developing this bomber. We still had a war going in Europe and we still had one going in the Pacific. So it was a rough time, and lots of employees here from all over the country, men and women, came here, had to find housing, had to, get transportation by the bus system and so forth to the aircraft plants. Wichita was a hustle bustle for sure. This Boeing B-29 plane that they made, it flew higher. It had pressurized cabin space, something they had not had in the earlier planes, the B-17s and these other planes that were cold. They had big gloves and they had the helmets and they had everything trying to protect the airmen from the cold. But here, this pressurized cabin, it was lots better, believe me. But they were able to fly higher and fly further. This was the plan worked out. There were at least two planes that were modified during all of this time, and those were the planes that ended up carrying the atomic weapon to Japan from the South Pacific. In any case, this is a neat postcard. It's sometimes, I think, the hours that we're showing here today, it seems, I don't want to say washed out, but it's not quite as distinctive. But the image that we're showing does show details well enough. And what this is, it's a lineup here in Wichita of all of these completed B-29s being ready to be serviced and to fly away to the war theaters. It was just an amazing time. I've been told that at the Boeing factory, they had a booth or a room or someplace where you could go and buy souvenirs for the B-29s. And I imagine that this might have been where these postcards were actually sold or given away. I'm not sure about that. But they had ashtrays and they had a pennant and they had a number of things, a license tag attachment, all having to do with this B-29 being made here at Wichita, and I think of Georgia and also in the Seattle area. This is a swell card, and it just shows the enormous capacity of this Wichita plant to manufacture these airplanes that were all riveted. It was just a lot of new technology, and they even had, instead of the machine gunners and those bubbles underneath, they had those all worked out where it was an early form of computerization, taking into account the elevation and also the wind direction and the amount of wind. But this was supposed to have delivered the bullets to a more accurate range and delivery of the weapon system. There's several others in this postcard series that you can find maybe easier than this particular one, showing them all in the lineup here in Wichita. But it's an interesting set to look for. They were reprinted several times and kind of a different back on the postcards. So it gives collectors like you and me a chance to be looking for something different or different types or all of that we enjoy to add to the collection and to be able to talk about these specifics from World War II. Well, that's all of the message that I have for this postcard today. And but I hope you'll be here next week when we have another postcard of the week. Thank you.